Welcome to our presentation on preparing for a small claims court hearing. In this video, we will discuss the steps that litigants should take to prepare for a small claims hearing, and also what happens at the court hearing. This information applies to both the party who started the original lawsuit, called the plaintiff, and the party that is being sued, called the defendant. The topics that are covered in this video describe what happens before the hearing takes place, and also how the hearing is conducted. The topics are LASC, Online Dispute Resolution, also known as ODR, exchange and submission of evidence, how to request an interpreter, how to appear remotely, consent required for a temporary judge, and what happens at the court hearing. When the plaintiff files the plaintiff's claim form with the court, the clerk assigns a date and time for the small claims hearing. The plaintiff's claim is then returned to the plaintiff along with additional instructions for both the plaintiff and defendant to follow. The plaintiff must serve all the court papers to the defendant. Included in the court papers are instructions about registering for online dispute resolution. It is a requirement for both the plaintiff and the defendant to register within 5 calendar days from receiving the notice. The registration link is posted on this slide. Online dispute resolution, referred to as ODR, helps the parties reach agreements to settle their case online by using the computer without phone calls or meetings. If all the parties agree on a settlement at least 2 days before their court date, then they will not have to attend the hearing. If there is no agreement, all parties must attend the scheduled hearing. If parties want to submit evidence to support their case, both the court and the opposing parties in the court case must receive copies of the evidence at least 10 days prior to the hearing. The forms exchange and submission of evidence and small claims mailing labels are included with the processed plaintiff's claim form that the clerk returns to the plaintiff. Follow the instructions outlined on page 2 of the form. For additional information, view the video called Exchange and Submission of Evidence on our website. Examples of evidence that can be provided to help support your case are receipts or canceled checks that prove you are owed money, bills or repair estimates, photographs of property damage, written contracts, agreements, or other documents that prove your case. If you don't speak English, make a request for an interpreter from the court. There is no fee for this service. Go to the Interpreter Requests portal, then select Small Claims on the court website. To find out more information about requesting an interpreter, select Interpreter Information on the home page of the court website. If you want to appear remotely, you must register before your court date with LA Court Connect. Currently, you must register no earlier than 14 days prior to your hearing. The registration link is located on the home page of the court website. Litigants can request to appear remotely either by telephone or video. Of course, litigants can always choose to appear in person at the court hearing. Permanent judges, commissioners, and temporary judges, called Judge Pro Tem, hear small claims cases. Temporary judges are attorneys that must be members of the California State Bar in good standing for at least 10 years. You will be informed on the date of your hearing if a temporary judge will hear your case. But if you do not want a temporary judge to hear your case, you can ask the court for a permanent judge or a commissioner. If neither a permanent judge nor a commissioner is available, a court date may have to be scheduled for another day. Court hearings typically last between 10 and 20 minutes. Remember, either party can request to appear remotely. The plaintiff speaks first, explaining why the defendant owes money to the plaintiff, and presents any supporting evidence to prove their case. Either party can bring witnesses to support their case. Witnesses can appear in person or remotely. Because time is limited, it is important to have prepared a well-organized presentation that gets right to the point and sticks to the facts of your case. If the judge asks you a question, answer it directly. Avoid long statements that do not directly answer the judge's questions. The defendant speaks after the plaintiff and explains why no money is owed to the plaintiff. If the defendant has filed a countersuit called a defendant's claim, the defendant explains why the plaintiff owes money to the defendant. After the judge hears both sides, the judge may ask questions to get a better understanding of the dispute. The judge might ask the parties to return to court for another hearing. The judge may announce a decision at the end of the hearing. However, in most cases, the litigants will need to wait for the judge's decision by mail. This concludes our review of the steps that litigants should take to prepare for a small claims hearing, and also what happens at the court hearing. Thanks for watching.